everyone, so in a special Final Fantasy XIV online video, we are going to participate in the Starlight Celebration. With cues of good cheer, Starlight is here! Durr. Yeah, so anyway, so the event started today, Wednesday, December 18th, and it continues until Tuesday, December 31st. And so, if you can't tell, it starts in Old Gridania by the amphitheater, or well, in the amphitheater, which we'll see, and it requires level 15. And so, thus, here we go. And of course there's oodle amounts of people, but with the handy button of this, you cannot see them anymore. Well, sort of. Anyway, Garangi, we'll call her Amy, just because that's easier. Amy is looking for someone to be her little helper this Starlight season. Well, what do we have here? If it isn't my favorite adventurer. Why, it's a Starlight miracle. You simply could not have arrived at a better time. As you may recall from our past meeting, I am Amy, whatever, and I have the pleasure of serving as celebrant once again for this year's festivities. As you can see, the celebration is in full swing, and I and my colleagues have once again transformed ourselves into the Saints' little helpers, to dole out gifts galore to the children of our fair realm. Needless to say, there is more to Starlight season than presents and pretty ornaments. This year we've once again decided to stage a musical performance. We will be ready to raise the curtain in a short while, and we would be more than honored to have you in the audience. It is our fervent wish that the gift of song too serves to warm the hearts and brighten the faces of each and every young boy and girl in town. Father! Oh father, look! One of the Saints' little helpers brought me a present! Oh ho! Now isn't that a splendid thing? And do you know what else? Mother and I have prepared a great feast for the family tonight. Let us head home as soon as the concert is over. Will there be eel pie? You know I love an eel pie! I think she's lying. I know I would be if I said that. Look! The show is about to begin! That it is, son. Word is that it's going to be even grander than last year's performance. And because you don't have to work at the markets this year, we can see it together. It's a Starlight miracle. Happy Starlight to you, child. May I ask your name? Huh? I'm not saying his name because I'm gonna butcher it, so he's being called Nolly, which we see as his nickname anyway, so anyway, Nolly, what's it to you? Why, what a lovely name! You can call me Amy. Pray tell, why the long face? Was your present not what you hoped it would be? No, that's not it at all. I love the stuffed chocobo the little helper gave me. Truly, I thank you for your kindness. It's just that, you see, I really wish Father could be here. I see. Do tell me more. Father serves in the gods as Quiver. His name is Larton. We're gonna call him Larton? Perhaps you know of him. Anyhow, he promised me a fortnight ago that this year, for certain, we'd go to the festivities together. But then he was assigned to emergency duty. Ever since then, he scarcely comes home at night. I know that these are dangerous times and Father's task is an important one, but is it too much to ask that he could at least celebrate Starlight with his family? With the gods as Quiver, you say? It couldn't be. Say, Nolly, I have an idea. The concert will begin shortly. Why don't we watch it together? Thank you, but I'd rather not. It wouldn't be any fun without Father. And besides, I don't care much for song and dance anyway. Good evening to you. The poor child, as if it weren't hard enough to be alone during Starlight season, it must be even more painful to be surrounded by happy families rejoicing together. If only there were something we could do to return the smile to his face. To tell the truth, I just had an idea. The boy said that his father's a bowman of the gods' quiver, did he not? As a matter of fact, a contingent from the quiver has been enlisted to perform in our concert. It may merely be a coincidence, but I cannot help but wonder if this is the true reason Larton is occupied of late. And so I ask you, adventurer, would you be so kind as to lend your talents to help me chase the shadows from a boy's troubled heart? Nope. I'm not going to help you at all. Thank you, my friend. The spirit of the saint truly does live on within you. A bowman by the name of Piers has been our main contact at Quiver's Hold. If there is anyone who could shed some light on the matter, it would be him. And so off to the gods' quiver we go. I like how he's prepared to throw snowballs there. Also note that you can see all the decorations, and it'll be the same with all the other city-states. I keep forgetting to check to see whether or not it includes other ones. Anyway, Piers. I'm Piers, alright. Is there something you need? Larton's boy is looking for him, you say? That's odd. It's true that our bowmen have had their hands full ensuring the city was safe and secure for Starlight season, but it's hardly so onerous a task as to keep them away from seeing their families entirely. That is, of course, unless... Yes, that must be it. Allow me to explain. As you may know, the Starlight Celebration can trace its origins back to ancient Ishgard. Indeed, many of the choral tunes sung during the celebration to this day were passed down to us by the Temple Knights. To honor their tradition, we of the Gods' Quiver decided to join together with the Archers Guild to take part in this year's Starlight concert, that we might lift the hearts of the children with song, just as the Ishgardian counterparts have done throughout the ages. Now that you mention it, Larton is one of those who will be taking to the stage for the main performance. No doubt he intends to keep this a secret until the curtain rises. His mellifluous voice truly is a marvel to behold. Why, some would say he's the most talented tenor in all of Gridania, and his devotion to his craft is second to none. I would not be surprised if he gave the child some excuse about guard duty in order to sneak off and spend extra time rehearsing. The performance is almost nigh, yes? If you and your colleagues are concerned, I suggest you seek Larton out and inform him of his boy's plight. Last I heard, he was headed to Bent Branch Meadows to reunite with his loyal chocobo, who was taken there for treatment after behaving erratically of late. On the off chance that he's already moved on, just speak with Ilgar at the stables. He's like as not to know where Larton went next. And so, without further ado, we'll teleport to Bent Branch Meadows, talk to the stable person. Someone else has the same. Barding. That's me. Sorry. Yeah, distraction. Anyway. So, Ilgar here. A gentleman by the name of Larton, you say? Indeed, he left a few bells ago with his feathered friend in tow. He hasn't returned to his post yet. I'd imagine they must have stopped off somewhere along the way. The poor bird. She's not suffering from any physical ailment as far as I could see, and yet she's constantly crying out, champing on the bit, and stomping her feet. I suggested to Larton that perhaps the strain of recent battles is still weighing on her mind. Happens to the birds just as it happens to us, you know. And what a leisurely walk through the woods might do them both some good. Come to think of it, I remember him saying something about swinging by the Jadeite blood on the way home. Mayhap you be able to find him there. And so I'll jump onto my own chocobo. And we will hippity hop our way over there. You look out far and wide, but find no sign of Larton or his bird. Just as you are about to abandon hope, you make out a voice singing in the distance. Ahem. Fa la 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 la. Pew, pew. Tra-la-la-la-la. Cue, cue, cue! Ho-ho! Impeccable rhythm, my friend! I knew from the day we met that you were a chocobo after my own heart. Cue! Oh-ho! It seems we have a guest. And who might you be? Oh dear. It's true that I've been spending much of my time with my musical pursuits of late, but never did I think my boy would take it so hard. I truly have made a mess of things, haven't I? At the very time of the year when the smiles of the children are to take priority above all else. Why, I could brighten the heart of 100, nay, 1,000 children with my song, and it would be not a thing if my dear Nally walked away with a frown. Cute. A fine bird, is she not? Aye, she is my most loyal and treasured companion. This is why I was all the more troubled when she started to behave strangely of late. And so, at the stable hand's suggestion, I took her on a stroll by the waters. Absent-mindedly, I began to hum a tune when, wouldn't you know it, she started picking up her feet and prancing in time. What? That's when it came to me. She wasn't ill, nor troubled of heart or mind. Far from it. She shares my profound passion for music, and merely wanted to join me in song and dance all this time. Isn't that right, my friend? Cue, cue! Typically, Quiver Hold is a stern and somber place, but as the Starlight Celebration drew nearer and nearer, our halls were filled with music and song. Doubtless she's just been beside herself with a desire to partake in the festivities along with her master. And truly a friend for all seasons. Cue, cue, cue! In any event, never in my wildest dream did I expect my companion to respond so enthusiastically to my humble renditions of traditional Starlight carols. Oh, would that Nolly felt the same way. Sadly, the boy is of an age where he's more interested in animals than in song and verse. I can only hope that seeing his father perform on the grand stage will change that. Oh, but the elementals take me! How soon do I forget? You said my boy was already wandering away from the square, did you not? Which means that he will miss my performance. He will cry into his pillow tonight thinking that his miserable father abandoned him, and on Starlight no less. Cute. Don't look so glum, you say? I suppose you're right. How can I hope to put a smile on my boy's face if I, myself, panic and frown? But I've rambled on enough already. The concert will be getting started at any moment, and my colleagues will be wondering what is keeping me. May I ask one small favor of you before I go? No. Pray explain the situation to the Starlight Celebrant and ask her to seek out the boy and see that he attends the performance. I would surprise him with a Starlight memory that will fill his heart with joy. Okay, fine, I'll help. I'm just kidding. Leave it to me. Thank you, my friend. You are truly a Starlight miracle in the flesh. And with that, my companion and I should be returning to the hold. We shall see you at the concert. I trust you will be in the audience? Okay. This startled me. What a stupid tree. And back to Old Gridana we go. And so we make our way back to Nikito's amphitheater. And we speak with Amy here. And she's changed into her coral outfit. Well, if it isn't my favorite little helper, how fare you? Were you able to track down dear Nally's father? I see. Indeed, I suspected that may well have been the truth of the matter. So Larton's passion for music, his musical pursuits, is what has kept him away from his family? I agree that a surprise appearance for his dear father would go a long way to raise the boy's spirits. Still, how are we to convince him to attend the concert? Yes, that is the rub. Well, he did like his present. Indeed, he sounded most pleased with his stuffed chocobo. If only there was a procession of chocobos or the like. Perhaps we could convince him to attend, but I fear we have planned nothing of the sort. What's this, you say? Lawton's companion is a chocobo that dances and sings? How positively bizarre, delightful that is. Positively delightful. If this remarkable bird were to take the stage with his dear father, no doubt Nellie would be thrilled beyond belief. Why, he might even find himself enjoying song and dance as never he has before. Yes, I believe I know just what we have to do. Leave the boy to me. In the meantime, will you seek out Lawton once more and convince him to make his feathered friend a part of his performance? Tell him it's for the sake of, for his son's sake. And so we need to head to the Archers Guild again. And fortunately we don't have far to go, we just need to go right here. You can see the chocobos there. Lawton! How for the woe, whatever am I to do? Hello, blah 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 blah. Forgive me, friend. I fear I find myself in the throes of desperation and despair. I had a mind to take the stage as planned, but I simply haven't the heart to do. What a fool I was! I meant to surprise the boy with a performance for the ages. What will he think when he finds out that his father is a liar and a coward who was lying when he was supposed to be protecting the people of Gridania from harm? Why, he'll never trust me again. What is this whining and wallowing in self-pity? And you call yourself a clever man! But Lord Lewin, well, what brings you to this place? I will ask the questions here, Lawyer. Tell me, what is your sworn duty as a bowman of the gods' quiver? Why, of course it's to honor our pact with the elementals, to protect the Twellswood from outside threats, and to see that not a single resident of fair Gridania comes to harm. Well, yes, I suppose that is true, but to put it in more simple terms, one might say it is to preserve peace in the forest, and see that our citizens can live happy and contented lives. But forgive me, Bullard, I do not quite understand what you're getting at. In other words, bringing smiles to the faces of Gridania's children is an important part of your duty to keep the peace in the Twellswood. Do you understand, meow? Now? Interesting. Looking at you, I'm reminded of my own father, once Bullard of the Quiver in his own right. He was a passionate man, devoted above all to his duties, and I admired him more than anyone in the world. Though I did not follow directly in his footsteps, I have chosen to honor his memory in my own way, by training the brave souls who will keep our fair wood at peace. Instructor Melkin and Guildmaster Lucien, whatever has this humble bowman done to deserve this honor? I have no children of my own, and I would be lying if I said that I watched you now, even in your worries did not evoke in me a sense of envy, and of regret. But even so, there is nothing I would rather see than a smile on the face of you and your boy. After all, it's the season for such things, is it not? And so, as Bowlord of the Gods' Quiver, I command you, put your fears aside, take the stage and serenade young Nellie to your heart's content. My colleagues and I will do all in our power to see that your deeply held wishes reach the boy. Bowlord Lewin, I do not deserve this kindness. Q! Ah, but there I go, all glower and gloom again. Thank you, my loyal companion. You are always there for me in my darkest times. And you, friend, you look as if there is something you wish to say. Do you have a proposal, pray tell, which might resolve my plight? Yes. Take your chocobo. With you. What if I were to include my feathered friend in my performance? For Nolly's sake? Come to think of it, the boy has always been fond of the birds. His dear father and one of his beloved birds taking the stage together? Meow! That's an inspired idea if I've ever heard one! Apologies, a slip of the tongue. When I say meow, I mean meow. Grrr! Not meow. Meow! Bah! I must say, it seems like a foolproof plan to me as well. After all, the bird has been trained to serve on the battlefield. Surely a Starlight performance would be well within the realm of its capabilities. Then I dare say the matter is settled. I trust you have no objections, Larton? None in the slightest, Lord Lewitt. That is to say, if you do not, my fast-feathered friend. What say you? Will you do this for me and my boy? Q! Sniffle. Oh, whatever have I done to deserve such a constant companion? Q! Stiff. Oh, right you are. Turn that frown upside down, yes? And with that, I have but one last humble request to make of you, friend. Would you be so kind as to conduct our forthcoming performance? While my companion here is eager and willing to ascend to the stage with me, that is what will be her first such endeavor. Mind you, I too cannot lay claim to having sung a duet with a chocobo before. Though she has only known you a short time, it is clear from the look in her eyes she trusts you as much as anyone, her own master included. Were you to lead the performance, I have no doubt she would be happy. She would happily dance to your every instruction, isn't that so? Q! Just as I thought. So what say you? Will you join us to make this Starlight a special one for my boy? Let us make this a performance for the ages. Thank you, my friend. You truly are a saint, and with that we should make up for the amphitheater. The others will want to be started any time now. And so back to the amphitheater. Ye snowmen amuse me. And so we go back here and we talk to Amy again. Welcome back, friend. I see your mission was a success. Larton, his charming little, or not so little really, chocobo showed up no moments ago. I'm happy to report that I was also able to convince Nellie to attend the show. What's that? You'll be conducting the performance, you say? I knew you were a woman of many talents, but I didn't expect you to volunteer yourself for this as well. Still, I thank you, friend. We are ever in your debt, and with that I do believe we are ready to get the show on the road. Whenever you would like to begin, simply speak the word. So that concludes the All I Want for Starlight quest, and thus begins the A Chocobo Carol. Amy is ready to get the show on the road. Martin and his feathered friend have finished their preparations, so we're ready to raise the curtain whenever you are. I heard the two rehearsing just before, and without spoiling the surprise, of course, I must say, I was most impressed. For a man in his chocobo to pursue the musical arts so profoundly, all while keeping the Twelveswood safe from harm. Why, it's truly an inspiration to behold. Which is not to minimize your role in all this, heavens no. As a humble token of our appreciation, we intend to reward you with special certificates of good cheer, which can be exchanged for a whole host of delightful seasonal goods, especially procured by Black Rabbit traders. If that sounds agreeable to you, let's get down to business. The business of putting smiles on the faces of every sweet little boy and girl in our audience. Needless to say, this means we need to be at our absolute best from the moment the curtain rises until the very last note is sung. Why, if even a single boy or girl got bored and left mid-performance, I'd have every right to revoke my Starlight Celebrant's credentials. Fortunately, I can be certain that would never happen. Not with an accomplished adventurer like you conducting the performance. Larton has assured me that Master and Chocobo both are prepared to follow your every lead. So all I ask is that you keep the tempo rousing and upbeat. It would seem an enthusiastic audience has already begun to assemble. As soon as you feel ready, you need only speak to one of our two celebrants stationed nearby, each of whom has been tasked with gathering together a crowd for the performance. I should give you a fair warning, however. One of my colleagues has, how shall I say it, a tendency to be a touch over-enthusiastic about things. I overheard her speaking to the spectators just before, and she was talking in no uncertain terms how this concert was sure to be, quote, the stuff of legend, and feature, quote, The most remarkable performance since Mikito herself took the stage, end quote. Let it suffice to say that those in earshot of her will have high expectations for the performance, which means that there will be little room for error. Not that I doubt your ability to deliver a worthy show, of course. I simply suggest that you prepare yourself accordingly. And with that, I do believe it's time we gave our audience what they wanted. Thank you again, friend. I too can scarcely wait to see what you and the performers have in store for us. Quest difficulty and rewards will vary according to which Starlight Celebrant you approach. So, if you recall last year's Starlight, or I think it was last year's anyway, which they had the coral thing as well. So this one will give you 2 certificates when you successfully complete it, and this one will give you 3 certificates, and this is a far more difficult one than this one. So I kind of recommend doing this one first so that you go through the opening cutscene, kind of get an idea of the beat and the music and whatnot, because there's going to be a special cutscene until you're done this quest, and this will be a repeatable quest. But when it's a repeatable quest, you won't see all this cutscene stuff because this is part of the event. So for the event purposes, we're going to do this one first, just because in case I really screw up, then it's done. Because the odds of me screwing up that badly to fail this one is not likely. Oh, it's you again this year. Very well. The younglings are as restless as ever. I told them if they didn't settle down, the Saint's little helper would be bringing them a lump of goo-boo dung for Starlight. Anyhow, I suppose we might as well begin. This way, please. Speak with the Starlight Celebrant to begin the cantable. You will earn 2 certificates of good cheer for successful completion of this piece. To attempt the, speak with the splendiferous Starlight Celebrant. The rewards for successful completion vary according to difficulty. Do you wish to begin the cantable? You will earn 2 certificates of good cheer, blah blah blah, if you successfully complete this, and then this goes through the various things of what you see. The choir will now perform a song. Time your inputs with the on-screen prompts. When a blue prompt appears left, time your input as the diamonds overlap. When an orange prompt appears center, make several rapid inputs until the prompt disappears. When a red prompt appears right, press and hold— I actually call that pink, not red, but anyway. Press and hold the input for your duration of the prompt. The controls are as follows. And if you don't have good color sense, you can see that the symbols in the middle here are different. So this is a continuous one, this is a rapid one, and this is just a single time with the diamond to the diamond. The controls are as follows: mouse, left click or right click anywhere on the screen, and keyboard any standard unmodified key. And note that the chat will be temporarily disabled. To access the pause menu, press the escape or start button, from which you may choose to end the performance. If you fail to follow an on-screen prompt, you will incur a penalty. When a certain number of penalties have been incurred, the performance will not end immediately, but your attempt will be unsuccessful. In the event of failure, quitting during the performance, you may attempt it again by speaking to either of the Starlight Celebrants. And so, if I'm gonna fail, I'll just quit and restart. And then you see the score, and I missed one because, yeah. But anyway. And so we now need to speak with Nelly over there. Or over here, as it were. Nelly. Oh, father, that was the best! I had no idea you were such good friends with your chocobo. Oh ho, enjoyed the show, did we? I suppose all these hours your father spent rehearsing were not for naught. Rehearsing? You mean you weren't on emergency guard duty after all? I am sorry, Nelly. I only meant to surprise you, but it seems my deception went too far. Can you forgive your fool of a father for saddening you? And during Starlight of all seasons? It's fine, father. It wasn't that sad after all. More than that. When do I get to ride the chocobo? Well, that depends on her, doesn't it now? What say you, my friend? Would you be amenable to giving my dear boy a ride? Cute! She says it would be her pleasure. Alright! Whoa, that looks like fun! I want to ride the chocobo too! Cute! She says come one, come all, the more the merrier. Yay! Your father's the best, Nolly. You bet he is. Actually, father, there's one more thing. What is it, boy? If it's within my power to grant, you need but say the word. I was wondering, maybe you could teach me how to sing? I never enjoyed music much until I heard your voice. But seeing you up on stage, it just looked like so much fun. But of course, my boy, though I must say there's really nothing to learn. Raise your voice and sing from the heart, and you're sure to bring joy to any and all who hear it. Isn't that so, my friend? Why don't you show Nolly how it's done? Cue! She's singing! The chocobo's singing! I knew it! This is the best Starlight ever! Insert victory music. Martin. Song is truly one of the greatest gifts the gods bestowed on us. Nothing else quite has the power to bring together people of all ages, all heritages, and all walks of life. Thanks to you, I was finally able to share my love for music with my son. I will be forever grateful for it. Caroling Chocobo. Cue! The chocobo appears to be enjoying the Starlight festivities. Nelly. I know. Next year, why don't we sing together? That would be so much fun. And let me guess, I have to conduct again. I actually really like the conducting thing. It's fun. Amy. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't sure what to think when a choir of bowmen took the stage. But it would seem my worries were misplaced. That was truly a most moving performance. Why, just look at all those smiling faces. You and your friends have filled many a child's heart with cheer this Starlight. And not just that, you've brought together a father and his son. With a little help from their feathered friend, I'd dare say the saint himself would be proud. You have more than earned yourself a rest, I'd say, so why not take some time to enjoy the festivities? And if you'd be willing to oblige your adoring fans with an encore before the season is through, simply say the word. And so, because we did the easier one, we get 2 certificates. And the achievement of Starlight D Chocobo. And so once you're done that, and you've repeated the quests, and there's a little bit of a dialogue with that, obviously, because it's a quest. But you go over here, and I'm not sure if this is, well, that shouldn't be available anyway. But we see the saintly barding that the chocobo was wearing, the Starlight D Chocobo orchestrating role and choir concert advertisement, Starlight roll cake, Starlight Goo Wreath, and at least it's not Goo Dung. Magic Prism Sunshine and Magic Prism Stardust. And so, if you can see, if you want one of everything, you will need 20 of these certificates. So that's basically 7 of the harder version or 10 of the regular version. And there's one thing I'm going to show with the this. So Amy, voices ring through the Mikito's amphitheater with calls for an encore. Welcome back, friend. Might I take this to mean that you've decided to grace us with an encore? Encore? Why, it's yet another Starlight miracle. Rest assured that I myself and all the members of our chorus are ready to proceed whenever you are. Needless to say, your adoring fans have already assembled in droves. As soon as you're ready to take the stage, you need only speak to one of the 2 celebrants with whom you've already acquainted yourself. Quest difficulty, blah blah blah, various certificates, blah 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 blah. And we're just gonna talk to this one, just for the heck of it. Lo and behold, the conductor of legend makes her most triumphant return. Worry not, Maestro. I've assured your adoring audience this year will make the arrival of your magnum opus. Are you ready to share the gift of your musical genius with one and all? Sure. Now, I'm just gonna show this beginning part, and then I'll wrap up this video. But here you can see we have the Starlight Chocobo and Starlight Starbright, which is the one that we did, I believe, last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year. I can't remember if it was 2 years ago or last year, but anyway. So you have the options of doing this one or this one. And I'm not going to go over that, and apparently I can't skip the scene. So I'll just... blah 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 blah. And you'll see it'll start with you here. And I guess I might as well just go through this for the heck of it and watch me fail. Okay, I just had to prove me wrong and I got a perfect run there. Well, that makes my life easy. I was gonna record a perfect run of it too, so there you go, perfect chain. And I got all 42 criticals, 24 greats. That's actually my best run that I tried because I was doing this on my main character. But anyway, not bragging. Impromptu win. And so obviously you turn in that quest and you can repeat that a gazillion times and then get the various decorations, but I may or may not show the chocobo barding at the end here. You'll see. So I decided to show the barding again anyway. So that's what it looks like with you mounted on the chocobo. And then by itself you can see the green seat, the bag, and its toque. And we're also kind of curious how the different combinations of such as the what do I have? The Highland barding that I have. And you can see that kind of matches as well. And just because I'm curious, we'll try that. So I kind of like that combination as well. It's not as red and whatnot, but... And so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching!